What is up, guys? Welcome to another video, and today we have got another episode of Ask Hippo. It literally seems like it was only like a couple days ago when I recorded the last one, but indeed it's been a whole week and now we are here for another episode. So, you know, without further ado, let's get straight into the video. I'm actually recording this at 7 o'clock, so Lord knows when this is going to go up. Hopefully it will be up before like 9ish. But this information is irrelevant to you guys. You don't care when this is going to be up. You want to get straight into these questions. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. Okay, so the first question is from Mr. Blackice01, and his question is, what do you think is the key thing that Go should keep in mind during the development of Need for Speed 2015? Now, I don't think there's just one simple thing which people should keep their minds on when they are, you know, making any game. There should be a whole range of things, you know, anything from, you know, the gameplay aspects to the way that in which they're going to present the game. Loads of things that you should think about. But if I had to pick one core thing, that would be car culture as a whole. They really need to capture the essence of car culture again in Need for Speed, because I think this is something that's been missing from a lot of the Need for Speeds of recent day. So one thing that they should keep in mind, you know, when making the game is definitely car culture. I think that's something that's very important for the next Need for Speed. Everyone knows my stance on Underground 3, and I don't think it should come in anywhere. But car culture, regardless, you know, whether it's Underground 3 or not, should be a huge thing for Need for Speed 2015. Okay, the next question is from Felian the Dragon. His question is, what do you think the starter cars should be in Need for Speed 2015, and who do you prefer, DC or Marvel? So I'll answer the DC or Marvel question first. I'm not really a fan of like comics in general. If I had to pick one, I would say it's probably Marvel, just because I know more of the characters and stuff. But the more important question, number one, about Need for Speed 2015, the starter cars, I would love to see some old bangers used. You know, so maybe a Corsa, maybe an Astra, you know, something just tacky, like something that you don't really want. A Punto, maybe. Anything really low end, to be honest. What I don't want to see is something like a GT86 and a Camaro. I don't think that is low enough end. I want to see some things that I want to see cars which I never even thought existed, you know, as some of the starter cars. So if I had to pick three cars which I would love to see at the start of Need for 2015, I would say a Fiesta, a Corsa, and a Mini. I think those three cars would fit really well. And like a 240SX, you know, let's get some German, I mean not some German, get some Japanese rice in there, you know, a bit of 240SX action. Something across those lines. I think having one American, one German-European, and then one Japanese car would be really good. So having, say, I don't know, what is a low-end American muscle car? Low-end American muscle cars, there's not many of them nowadays, are there? I don't know really what is a low-end American muscle. Maybe a Cobalt SS, and then you can have a like a Fiesta or a Corsa, and then you could have a 240SX or something like that. That would be pretty cool. Basically just something low end, to be honest. Nothing too fancy or special. I'd rather they just keep it basic. So yeah, that's what I think it should be. I think they're gonna nail it with the car choice. I think the car choice, from what we've seen so far, looks pretty swig. So yeah, let's move on to the next question. Okay, the next question is from Illuminati Racer, and his question is, what would you do if someone had your dream car and crashed it? I'd probably cry. Okay, the next few questions are from Lasse Gorillstrom, and his questions are PS1, PS2 or PS4, Coke, Pepsi or Dr. Pepper, The Crew or NFS as a series, and the opinions on the Ice Bucket Challenge thing, and he says he nominates me. Sorry to upset you there, Lasse, but I've actually already been nominated, so that's not really going to count. But we'll quickly fire these questions at you. So as an actual console, as in power, PS4, duh, but as in the questions, as in the actual like games in that era, obviously PS2, because that was Master Race. Coke Master Race as well, Coca-Cola Master Race all the way. Dr. Pepper and Pepsi, but nothing on Coke. And then obviously Need for Speed, because Need for Speed has, like, the Crew's only got one game. Need for Speed has a whole freaking, like, just a huge empire. So obviously I'll go Need for Speed. And then yeah, I've already done the Ice Bucket Challenge, and that's here. Yeah, I did that quite a while ago. I had to do it with 3 buckets, well, 3 kind of tin things, because I didn't actually have a bucket. So fun story. Move on to the next one. Okay, the next question is from Berserk the Coder, and his question is, do you play the Pokemon trading game? Would you ever record an online Let's Play of it? I'm assuming he's talking about the Pokemon trading game. And what's the best console ever? So, well, the first question, no. The second question, probably no, because I've never really had an interest in Pokemon, to be honest. Like, it's just been one of those series never really got into. And number 3, the best console ever. For me personally, with my own experiences, the PS3. Because I had the PC before I never had a PS2 properly. I had a PC. So, as far as a console goes, the best one I've ever used, hands down, was a PS3. But I've heard, obviously, people love the PS2, and that generation of games was undefeated. It had such a good generation of games. So, as a console, PS3, but as a generation of games, PS2 quite easily takes the card. Okay, the next question is from the King of Rices, and his question is, do you prefer fatty foods or sugary foods, and what is the most MLG moment you've had from any game? So, number 1, I guess that's basically, do I prefer fast food, like as in hot food, or do I prefer like sugary food, as in kind of like chocolates and stuff? Honestly, I couldn't pick between the two. I love my fast food. You know, like, who doesn't love to eat just 20 chicken nuggets, or who doesn't love to have a big fat burger from Burger King? But at the same time, I love my chocolates. I love my, my Haribos. I love my just sugary confections. So honestly, I couldn't pick between the two. I love both foods, to be fair. Like, I love food. Generally, food is just great. That's why you guys are gonna love Cooking with Hippo when we hit to 2K. But yeah, I don't think I honestly can't pick between the two. If I was forced, you know what? If I was forced, take me alive. Not answering that question. And the most MLG moment, probably my first nuke in Modern Warfare 2. That was pretty legit, not gonna lie. It took me the whole summer to get a nuke, and I was so proud when I got my first one. So definitely a nuke in Modern Warfare 2. I was so proud of that. Okay, the next question is from Shark LK, and his questions are, well, he actually asked these a few weeks ago, but I just forgot to answer them, but here they are anyway. Did you play Horizon 1? If you did, what do you think of Horizon 2 comparatively? And when you get older and you randomly get the opportunity, would you do YouTube full time? You're not getting paid millions, but you're getting paid well. You'd have to move to the US, leaving all your family and friends behind. Number 1. Did you play Horizon 1? I think Horizon 1 was really good, but I think Horizon 2 stepped it up to a whole new level. I do think Horizon 1 was a lot harder than Horizon 2, and that kind of aspect I liked about things. It made it a lot harder just to do everything. And I think that kind of aspect of things should return in Horizon 3, but overall, with the open world and with the atmosphere and everything, I think Horizon 2 really nailed it, and obviously Horizon 1 did a great job. I think they both have their positives and negatives. I think Horizon 2 just, kind of takes it, and I think what it kind of did on the scale, what it did, it was amazing, and the game generally was amazing. And would I leave my family and friends to pursue a full-time YouTube career? No. I wouldn't move to the US under any circumstances unless I was forced, because my friends and family are over here. I guess moving to the US could be cool, but I wouldn't want to leave all my family and friends behind, because they are very important to me. I can still do YouTube at home and not do it full time. Like, I don't mind doing it just as a hobby. It's cool with me, like, I don't mind, like, getting paid full time would be cool, and being able to live off it would be cool. But I can chill with it being a hobby and still having my family and friends here. Like, I think family and friends should become first more than anything else. And I think that's what I'm kind of basing this off. Like, I couldn't leave my family and friends behind. And I think a lot of my friends that I made through YouTube are actually in Europe, so I mean, just leaving them behind completely to go to the US, nah, I couldn't do that. Okay, the next question is from Daniel Sarang, and his question is, do you have a favourite American muscle car, and what are your thoughts on the new following cars? The Focus RS, the Ferrari 488 GTB, and the Porsche Cayman GT4. So, firstly I want to notice that your Google Plus is actually on private, so you might want to sort that out in the near future so I can reply to all your comments. That's why I didn't reply this week. But yeah, do I have a favourite American muscle car? Probably the 69 Camaro - the 69 Mustang. Those are amazing cars. And what? No, the 2000 Viper was also a very nice car I liked. And what do I think of the following cars? So the Focus RS I don't know, I think focuses generally over here are really common in the UK, but the RS looks like something I would actually buy. I haven't seen the Ferrari actually, unless it's the 458, you know, the thing that's going to copy take the 458's place. I think that's the car you're on about. I think it was shown on Top Gear, I think, last week. Hadn't actually seen that till last week on Top Gear, funnily enough. But I think it looks rather nice. I think it's taking everything that was good from the 458 and it's just improving it. So, you know, nothing wrong. I mean, Ferraris generally aren't my thing, but this definitely looks rather nice. I think there's a few exceptions, the F430 being one of them. I don't think the 488 will be one of them yet, but it does look pretty nice. And then the Cayman GT4, funny story actually. It's basically just a 911 within a Cayman shell, and I don't know. I couldn't say I'm a huge fan. For that much money, you might as well just buy a 911 when you think about it, you know. It looks a bit absurd. It looks like a track car only. It doesn't look like something you can live with, unlike the Focus and the 488. You know, you can't really go around with it that came in with a spoiler on it. It just doesn't really work. So, I don't know, mixed opinions on it really. Like, it's cool for a track day, but nothing more, nothing less really. So, yeah. Okay, the next question is from Roger Fisher, aka Neelix Gaming, aka the Dark Destroyer, aka Phillips Britsky, and his question is, would you rather have the Fast and Furious Eclipse or the Too Fast Too Furious Evo? The Evo's too green. That's why I'm going to go for the Eclipse. Okay, the next question is from Urban Daz, and his question is, if Bunta Fujiwara and God were to battle, who would win? Should I buy a C7, Metric, or Imperial? So, to answer number one, it'd obviously be Bunta. To number two, no, you should buy a R32. And number three, well, really, I mean, it's no competition, it's Imperial. I mean, miles per hour master race, you know, miles master race. So, yeah. Okay, so the last question is from the Speedway Gamer, and his question is, have you ever had a thug life moment? Pepsi or Coke? I've kind of already answered that question, but I'll answer it again. And how would you react if the starting car in Need for 2015 is a Prius? So, number one, have I ever had a thug life moment? Yes, kind of. I mean, it's not something I want to explain because it's kind of embarrassing, but I guess the answer is yes. Obviously, number two, Coke. And three, I would probably cry. And that rounds it up for this week's Ask Hippo. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to smack that like button and obviously subscribe and comment for next week's episode. For next week's episode, let's keep it kind of Need for Speed 2015 based. So anything, you know, anything from the colour of the case to anything. Just make sure it's got some NFS 2015 orientated in there. And yeah, we'll just see where it goes. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If again, smack all the like button, all the interactions, all the stuff in the description below with all the stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.